You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now is 8 o'clock, time for another hour of the great music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s Nostalgia Show. The 60s Nostalgia Show is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Cotter and Stevens are experts around the electrical field and provide quality workmanship and also service in that field, whether that be private or commercial, and they're also dab hands around particularly the dairy sheds. So as we move closer and closer to calving, if there's any dairy farmers out there that want some work done around the shed, give Jim or the other guys a ring at Cotter and Stevens. Tonight on the show we're going to do cover versions recorded in the 1960s, and to make it a little bit harder for myself, the original songs had to have been released prior to the 1960s. And I've got some tremendous songs lined up. They're all cover versions of familiar songs, and what better way to start off than with Sounds Incorporated and a classical song converted to rock, the old William Tell Overture. The Beatles starting off the show tonight from 1963 and Rollover. Beethoven, of course, originally a Chuck Berry song, and we'll move up to a little bit later in the 60s and the Beach Boys with a traditional song.
We come on this loop, John B., my grandfather and me, around Nassau town we did roam, drinking all night, got into a fight. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B. sail, see how the mainsail sets. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. I wanna go home. Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. The first mate, he got drunk, broke in the captain's drum. The constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff John Stone, why don't you leave me alone? Yeah, yeah. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B., hoist up the John B. See how the mainsail, see how the mainsail. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home, let me go home. Wanna go home, let me go home. Hoist up the John B., hoist up the John B. Feel so broke up, I wanna go home, let me go home. The poor cook, he caught the fit, threw away all my grit, and then he took and he ate up all of my corn. Let me go home, why don't they let me go home? This is the worst trip I've ever been on. Hoist up the John B., hoist up the John B. See how the mainsail, see how the mainsail. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home, let me go home. Wanna go home, let me go home.
The Beach Boys there and Sloop John B. Next up we'll play two in a row, and they feature Liverpool bands, and we'll play these two for John and Raywin over in Chester, particularly the second one you'll really enjoy. And those guys have been away on holiday apparently down on the coast of the UK, enjoying their summer while we go through our winter. The first one, and these songs need no introduction, the first one was a cover version of a song put out by a guy called Chaz Romano, and that came out in 1959, and the second one was actually written by Rodgers and Hammerstein for the musical Carousel, and that came out in 1945. But first, here's the first one.
For goodness sake, I got the hippie hippie shakes. Yeah, I got the shakes. I got the hippie hippie shakes. Oh, I can't sit still with the hippie hippie shakes. Yeah, I get my fill now with the hippie hippie shakes. Yeah, it's in the bag. Oh, the hippie hippie shake with all of your might, oh baby. Yeah, come on, shake. Oh, to the band. Ooh, the hippie, hippie shake. Ooh, the hippie, hippie shake. Ooh, the hippie, hippie shake.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, for your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk
Jerry and the Pacemakers there with one of the greatest cover versions ever recorded, You'll Never Walk Alone, from Rodgers and Hammerstein. Of course, that's got special meaning for English people all around the world, as England has got into the final of the European Championship. And I would say that that song is going to be played a lot over in the UK. Of course, it's become the anthem song for the Liverpool Football Club.
I've made up my mind to live in memory of the lonesome time. I can't stop wanting you. It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life in dreams of yesterday. Dreams of yesterday. Those happy hours that we once knew, though long ago, it still make me blue. They say that time heals a broken heart, but time has to live in memories of the lonesome time.
I can't stop walking.
It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life in dreams of yesterdays. Those happy hours that we once knew. Long ago, still make me blue. They say that time heals a broken heart. Time has stood still since we've been apart. I can't stop loving you. I said I made up my mind to live in memories of the lonesome time. Sing the song, children. I can't stop walking. It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life of dreams of yesterday.
One of my favourite songs from the 1960s there, Ray Charles and Don Gibson's I Can't Stop Loving You. And that brought the time to 18 and a half minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM. And you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical geniuses down in Martinborough. So some of these songs are fairly old, so they'll be right up your alley, I would think, Jim, and hopefully you're enjoying them. Next up, we've got Johnny Rivers and a Chuck Berry song.
Distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find a party and try to get in touch with me. She could not leave a number, but I know a place to call. Cause my uncle took the message and he wrote it on the wall. Help me information, get in touch with my Marie. She's the only one who'd call me here from Memphis, Tennessee. Her home is on the south side, high up on a ridge, just a half a mile from the Mississippi Bridge. Last time I saw Marie, she was waving me goodbye. With her home drops on her cheek that trickled from her eye. But we were pulled apart because her mom did not agree and tore apart our happy home in Memphis, Tennessee. Help me information, more than that I cannot add. mess up and all the fun we had. Marie is only 6 years old. Information, please. Try to put me through to her in Memphis, Tennessee.
Johnny Rivers here, recorded live at the Whiskey A Go Go. And next up, we've got Roy Orbison's song from 1963. It was actually a cover version of a song put out by Elvis in 1957, the song Mean Woman Blues.
Well, I got a woman mean as she can be. Well, I got a woman mean as she can be. Now sometimes I think she's almost mean to me. She got a ruby lips, she got shapely hips, yeah. Boy, she makes a royal feel. But I got a woman mean as she can be. Now sometimes I think she's almost mean to me. Well, I ain't bragging, it's understood. Everything I do, well, I sure do it good. Yeah, I got a woman mean as she can be. But sometimes I think it's almost mean to me. She got shapely hips, yeah. Boy, she makes a royal feel. I got a woman, yeah, she can be. But sometimes I think it's all me. Easy now. Now let's go one time.
While I'm far away from you, my baby,
want you to do, especially for me. Then it's something everybody needs. Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby. Dedicated to the one I love. This is 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 dedicated.
The Mamas and the Papas there, dedicated to the one I love, and that was a cover version of a song put out in 1957 by the doo-wop band called the Five Royals, and there was also a version by the Shirelles in the 1960s. Next up, from 1961 or thereabouts, a Blue Moon by the Marcells, and this is a cover version of a song from a musical written by Rodgers and Hart way back in 1934.
Bomb 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 dang 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 ding it on ding blue moon blue moon dip 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 moon 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 blue moon dip 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 moon moon blue moon dip 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 bomb 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 dang 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 ding it on ding blue moon.
You saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart, without a love on my heart.
Dang 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 ding it on the blue
moon. You knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really care for. And then suddenly
dang 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 ding it on ding blue. Dang 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 ding it on ding blue. Dang 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 ding it on ding blue moon.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. in the house of the rising sun.
The Animals there, and their cover of the traditional The House of the Rising Sun brought the time to 25 and a half minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by those electrical maestros down in Martinborough, Cotter and Stevens. The next cover version is one with an interesting history. It was put out in 1961 by the Tokens, the song called The Lion Sleeps Tonight. The original version came out in 1939. It was put out by Solomon Linda's original Evening Birds, and the song became very popular just a few years ago with the Lion King films. And the interesting thing about it was that poor old Solomon, way back in the 1930s, got no royalties.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight.
Next up, we've got a cover version of a song first put out in 1955 by a guy called Todd Duncan, and I think the Righteous Brothers do it a lot better.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still more? Your love, God, speed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch. Oh, Lord, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. God's be your love to me.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take me by my little hand and go like this. Yeah, twist, baby, twist. Ooh, yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, and do the twist. My daddy is sleeping, and mama ain't around. Yeah, daddy's just sleeping, and mama ain't around. We're gonna twist it, till we tear the house down. Come on and twist, yeah, baby, twist. Ooh, yeah, just like this. Come on, little miss, knows how to twist. Come on and twist. Yeah, baby, twist. Ooh, yeah. Just like this. Come on, little miss. And do the twist. Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. Twist all night. Twist.
Chubby Checker there with his 1960 version of The Twist, and that one was actually released the year before by Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, and went nowhere. And when Chubby Checker recorded it, it was a huge hit. Next we've got Elvis from 1960 as well, and this is a cover version of a Drifters song that came out in 1953.
It was a night, ooh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. The moon was bright, oh how bright it was, it really was such a night. The night was alive with stars above. Ooh, when she kissed me, I had to fall in love. It was a kiss. Ooh, what a kiss it was. It really was such a kiss. Oh, how she could kiss. Oh, what a kiss it was. It really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips sets me afire. I reminisce and I'm filled with desire. But I gave my heart to her, sweet surrender. What a night. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. Came the dawn and my heart in her love, and the night was gone. But I'll never forget that kiss in the moonlight. Ooh, such a kiss. Such a night. It was a night. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. Came the dawn and my heart in her love, and the night was gone. But I'll never forget the kiss in the moonlight. How will I remember? I'll always remember that night. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. When we kissed, I had to fall in love. But I gave my heart to her, sweet surrender. How will I remember? I'll always remember. Oh, that night. Ooh, what a night it was. It really was such a night. When we kissed, I had to fall in love. While she's gone, yes, she's gone. Came the dawn, and my love was gone. But before that dawn, yes, before that dawn, and before that dawn, ooh, yeah. Such a
The Dave Clark, whoops, we'll start again. The Dave Clark 5 there from 1967, a song called You've Got What It Takes. The first version of that came out in 1959 by a guy called Marv Johnson. Brought the time to 9 minutes to 9 o'clock. Hopefully we can squeeze in a couple of more. And this is the Stones and a Chuck Berry song.
I said the joint was rocking, going round and round, yeah, reeling and a rocking, what a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. Well, it sounds so sweet, I had to take me a chance. Rose out of my seat, I just had to dance. Started moving my feet, oh, the clap of my hands. I said the joint was rocking, going round and round, yeah, reeling and a rocking, what a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. Yeah, 12 o'clock, yeah, the place is packed. Front doors was locked, yeah, the place is packed. And when the police knocked, those doors flew back. But they kept on rocking, going round and round, yeah, reeling and a rocking, what a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. Yeah, they kept on rocking, going round and round, yeah, reeling and a rocking, what a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. And the joints kept rocking, going round and round, yeah, reeling and a rocking, what a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down.
The Rolling Stones there with a Chuck Berry song that was first put out in 1958. The song called Around and Around, and that's from an LP they put out called a 12 by 5. And it's, let's see, it is 5.5 minutes to 9 o'clock. We'll have one more. This is a cover version of a song called Iko by the Dixie Cups, and the original version of this came out in 1953 by a group called Sugar Boy and his Cane Cutters.
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. You're talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, Aiko ande, Giacomo Fino anale, Giacomo Finane. Look at my king all dressed in red, Aiko, Aiko ande. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Giacomo Finane, talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, Aiko ande, Giacomo Fino anane, Shagamofinane. My flag boy and your flag boy sitting by the fire. My flag boy to your flag boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. You're talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, Aiko one day. Shagamofino anane, Shagamofinane. See that guy all dressed in green, Aiko, Aiko one day. He's not a man, he's a loving machine. Shagamofinane, talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, Aiko one day. Shagamofino anane, Shagamofinane. Talking about hey now, Aiko, Aiko one day. Shagamofino anane, Shagamofinane, Shagamofinane, Shagamofinane.
The Dixie Cups there, Aiko, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM and 92.7 and was kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Martinborough. I really enjoyed doing that cover version theme, and I think we might do it again next week if I can find enough songs in my collection that were put out in the 1960s that were cover versions of songs first released prior to 1960. Nothing like setting yourself a bit of a challenge, Dave, but we'll see how we get on next week. All right, let's have a look at the weather forecast for the next little while in the Wairarapa. Going to be chilly. It's going to get down to 1 degree tonight, and it's not going to get too much better tomorrow. The top is going to be 10 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy with southwest breezes. On Sunday, much the same, start off at 1 degree, we only get to 8 degrees, partly cloudy, chance of a shower until the evening with the southwesterly dying out, and good news about that. Monday though, minus 2 degrees overnight and a top of 10 degrees, cloud increasing and a few showers developing at night with a southeaster developing, and that's not particularly good news. All right, that's my lot for tonight, and before I go I'll put on some commercial-free Kiwi music, and that'll take you right through until 9:30 when the next scheduled program comes on here, the program called Pick and Mix. Looks like, talking about mix, it's going to be a bit of a mixture over the weekend weather-wise, but we'll get our way through, and hopefully temperatures will start to rise in a few weeks' time. Still a lot of sport going on at the moment. Tomorrow night, I think it's tomorrow night, the All Blacks take on Samoa, and that is hopefully going to be a bit more of an even contest compared to the test last week against Tonga. Over in France, the Tour de France is still continuing, and I've got a little bit of a dilemma at the moment. I've put the series on My Sky, so that's quite nice. It just automatically tapes itself overnight, but I've been fairly busy this week and I haven't had a chance to play some of the tapes, and I think I've got about 3 nights or 4 nights worth backed up, which is going to be a bit of a challenge because those races do go on for several hours. So we'll have to see how that turns out, and maybe I'll be still watching the Tour de France in September. Over in the UK, we're getting close to the finals at Wimbledon. I think they're held over this weekend. So plenty of sport floating around as we count down to the Olympics, which are a couple of weeks away and will be played in empty stadium. But it's just the way things are just at the moment. But at least, I suppose, they are trying to put on the Olympics, but it won't be the same without people in the various stadia. Whatever you got planned, hopefully the weather is going to allow you to do it. I'm planning to pop over to Upper Hutt, have a look at some records tomorrow morning, so hopefully it's not too rough going over the Remataka Hill. Whatever you do over the weekend, take care during the week, and I'll catch you next Friday night at 7 o'clock with the Blues Show and at 8 o'clock with the 60s Nostalgia Show. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station that broadcasts all over the wonderful Wairarapa on 92.7 FM and elsewhere via our website arrowfm.co.nz, and of course you can catch programs on Wairarapa TV, which is a Freeview channel number 41. The time now is 3 minutes past 9 o'clock. Time for some commercial free Kiwi music.